Hi guys. Today's video is not going to be a Christian video. I nearly every day the Chapman, Kevin Chapman, and his family put out blogs. They got a son, Andy, who's got autism. I like Andy. I just wanted to show you his family, their channel. I want to cover their live stream. Okay, I'll share. This is their channel. They do the different blogs. Then 3 days ago they did a Q&A, autism and travel, plus Q&A, a 32-minute live stream. So I wanted to play the whole thing. Show. I like Andy. He's a good boy. I like Chapman. Kevin Chapman. Okay, my commentary.
Female.
Yeah, Andy says female, male and female. That's the way he does.
I think we're live. Are we live?
Yep.
I just got a very worrying message that came up on the screen. I'll pop it on Twitter when we're done. That just said live streaming is not available right now. Hopefully you can see and hear us. Hello, as you can see, and
Female.
Andy is still very much on the female thing. No shouting, Andy. No shouting.
He's 14 years old.
Hello, everyone. How are we all? It looks like there's adverts playing the moment we went live. I don't know. Us and those pesky bills we have to pay. My hair's a right mess. We'll just give everybody a second to appear. Hopefully you can hear me okay and the yelling of female isn't too loud.
Female.
Can you hear me over the yelling? Hopefully, if I get really close to the mic, it distorts my face.
And
a bit.
I'm buying
But
the
hopefully
Chapman
that's a
family
little
some
bit better.
Australian Cadbury
Andy's in a very good mood. He's had a very good day at school.
favourite
He's had a
chocolates,
very good week.
and
He's
I'm
very
sending
much looking
them
forward to some holidays. He's
to
very
them
excited about things in general.
today.
He's loving the fact
Registered
that he can
post.
see himself on the screen. So if you've noticed, he's looking at the screen and watching himself say female.
I was on the whale.
He's watching Crystal Maze at the moment. Right, I think that's probably long enough to let everyone who's planning on watching live get in and get through any adverts that might have been playing. It's constant. I thought this stream would be quite an interesting little insight into just how constant the noise is, because obviously I edit a lot of it out of the video. You wouldn't believe it watching videos, but I do edit a lot of it out of the videos. But yeah, this is a little insight into our day from like 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day. We get 5 hours of Mr. Noisy back there. Anna's yelling from the garden.
I just want to introduce you people
right.
to this channel.
Not just streaming for
And
sake.
I wanted to
Firstly,
cover
I do hope
the
that the lag has gone away that we had last time.
live
Positive,
stream.
no one seems to be moaning about it. But there is a method to the madness. There's a purpose behind doing this stream, because I had an idea for something a little bit more interactive compared to what we normally do. Anna, you understand I'm streaming at the moment. Now she's shouting at me from the garden. What have you found? She's found an old flip-flop buried under grass. I don't know why I bother with these lot. I'm trying to do something professional and they're just yelling at me from all directions. But we have been asked to submit some thoughts around autism and travel to a company who are putting together an accessible travel manifesto, and you should see that hit the light of day at some point in the next week or so. I did an interview with them earlier in the week, but that interview got me thinking that we only really know about travel from our perspective and the stuff that we've done. So no shouting.
Just recently,
So
they
I
went
was planning
to
on doing this as a
Disney
video,
in
but
Paris.
actually, we've got more of an opportunity to be a bit more interactive in the
Disneyland.
live stream. So what I wanted to do was ask you guys for your experiences. What are you doing? What? She's calling him out. I don't know. No, he's all right in here. You stop interrupting unless you're coming on. She's just as bad. But I want to ask you for your experiences and tips on traveling as someone with autism, or if you've got autistic relatives. What stuff do you have to do differently? What do airports or hotels or, I don't know, whoever it might be, resorts, restaurants, what do they get right? What do they get wrong? And we want to just kind of get a little bit of back and forth going. So obviously we've got the live chat for anyone who's immediately got something to say right now. Thank you, Andy. Welcome back to Female. Can I just point out, he's allowed to do it. Those of you spamming the chat with female and woman, you're just going to get blocked, because that's annoying when we're trying to have an open forum for some conversation. That's just spamming for the sake of spamming. He can do it. He has special dispensation. Nobody else does. But there's Anna. That's proof she exists.
Yep.
We obviously have got mods who can keep on top of that. And just, I'm fully happy for the mods who are watching to just block anybody who's spamming. Just get them out of here. That's their warning. They've had their warning now. But yeah,
this was on the 4th of July.
Autism and travel. So if you've got any tips that you'd like to share, you can either put them in the comments here, or in the chat here, or you can tweet them at us. And then this will then come together as another video a little bit further down the line. We'll have a video where we're kind of explaining what we found out. So that was the message I wanted to put out to everybody here. And then for what's he doing now? What's he playing? She's got him set up playing Disneyland Adventures now, so he'll probably shout a little bit less. It's not going on YouTube. I'm not editing a Disneyland Adventures video together. You can film it, but it's not going on through Andy's eyes. It will not go on the internet.
And
I'm not doing
Andy has a
YouTube
videos. Channel called Through Andy's Eyes. I'm subscribed to that channel as well.
So now we can just do a little bit of a traditional Q&A. So we're not going to be on here for ages, because as you can see and hear, the house is mega hectic today. But we are going to do a, like, I don't know, 10-15 minute Q&A. Usual rules. So if you've got a question you'd like to ask, make sure you tag it at the Chapman family so that it flashes up in red on the screen so we can actually see it. Feel free to ask questions to those two as well. They can yell their answers back at me. But I'm just going to start picking out some of the questions that come through. And let's have a little look. Will we be taking the Eurotunnel to Disneyland again? Yes, when we go back to, that's Luca, that's that question. When we go back to Disney next year, we're definitely taking
next year they're going to Disneyland in Paris.
I can't imagine traveling any other way now, because it allowed us to take all of Andy's food. It was a comfortable environment, somewhere that he was used to being. Absolutely perfect for traveling to Disney with Andy. What continent would we like to visit? All of them. Specifically, we want to get to the US as soon as possible. As soon as finances allow, we'll be in America. None of us have ever been there. We absolutely want to get there. Ben asks, did I finish doing the tax stuff? No. I've decided to set aside 1 day a week for that between now and the summer holidays.
Sure, mate. Yep.
Just to make sure it gets done. But I hate tax stuff. I really hate tax stuff. I've noticed Connor is in the chat somewhere. I haven't actually seen him, but I've seen people mentioning him. He made the perfect point. The best thing to do is make sure a family member's a bookkeeper. Then you don't have to do it. I don't have any family members or bookkeepers, so I have to do it all myself. As you can all see as well, if you are watching the stream live, the questions are coming in faster than I can possibly answer them. So I'm just kind of vaguely trying to keep up. Make sure you don't spam the questions over and over again. I will get through some people. I can't promise to get through all the questions. There's so many, but I'll get through as many as I can. Have I ever played football in the past? Not since I was at school.
Football as in soccer.
Will we be visiting Bournemouth in July? Yes. Does Andy have a phone? Yes, it's an iPhone. Does Andy's school do sports? Yes, Andy was playing football at school today. That's one of the reasons why he's so whipped up. He's had a really good day. He enjoyed playing football. So yeah, he does football. He does golf. What other sports does Andy do at school? I know he does golf. He really enjoys biking. Oh yeah, he likes cycling as well. So there's quite a few bits that he gets involved in at school. They do some kind of exercise every day, even if it's just walking around for a bit outside. They make sure he gets out, gets some fresh air, moves a bit. Am I going to any Peterborough games next season? Probably, but I couldn't tell you when or how many.
That's Peterborough United.
Theme parks.
An
How do I think
English
mainstream
soccer
schools
team.
handle people with autism? It varies. So this is from KT63 fan. It varies from school to school and person to person. Everybody has their individual needs. For some people, mainstream school is the best place for them to be, and their schools handle it really well. The school I worked at most recently had a really, really good SEN department, and they were really good. I had lots of autistic students, and they thrived. It was really good. But on the flip side of that, the school that Andy was at years ago, back in Nottingham, as a mainstream school, just couldn't cope with him. Talking to the point where they said he had to leave, basically. And I don't know if you watch Sheepdog's channel, you should. Sheepdog says his son is having a similar issue at the moment where this mainstream school he's at just can't cope with him. So I think it very much varies from person to person, staff to staff, school to school, provision to provision. There's no easy answer to that, and that's why there's no easy fix, because some places don't need fixing. Danielle says, I've just ran 1,500 and feel like I'm dying. Would I ever run that? I don't think I could run that. I wouldn't really fancy walking it. Does Andy like swimming? He likes swimming pools. He doesn't ever really swim, but he does like being in water. Bantosaurus says, does Andy get all the girls at school? We never get that fed back to us, but I assume so. He's quite the charmer, as you can hear. Prestige Demon asks, what editing software do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Pro because it's the only one I know how to use. I learned how to use it as part of teaching computer science, or ICT actually, that wasn't a computer science thing. But I learned how to do it at uni, and I've kind of just stuck with that ever since. Marco asks, would Andy like underground trains? I think he probably would, but for whatever reason, he's got a block about going to London. He just doesn't want to go to... Andy, do you want to go to London?
No.
He doesn't want to go to London, and we have no idea why, because there's so much stuff there that we know he'd enjoy. Some people have said before it's because it's a big, busy city, which I get, but he doesn't know that, and he loves Nottingham. He loves big, busy cities. So I don't know. I think he's because there's been so many times over the years where me and Anna have gone to London and he's stayed at home with either Anna's mum or with short stay. He's kind of got it into his head that London's a place me and Anna go, and we go for a long time. So it's not somewhere he goes, and it's not somewhere you can just day trip at. And I think he's just got a mental block on London. But I think as and when we get in there, and we will get in there at some point, when we finally get in there, I think he'll love it.
John
He'll
Conway.
love the trains, he'll love the London Eye. He'll love being able to see Big Ben. There's just so much. The O2, I almost call it the Millennium Dome, showing my age. But all these really big, impressive structures, the city skyline, he'll love all that. It's just convincing him to go and check it out. Right, where did we get to? Thank you for the super chat, by the way, whoever that's just come in from. I can see it at the top, but I've missed it. Oh, there you go, John Conway. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very kind of you. B Woodcock says, where's the best place you've been so far this year and why? Without hesitation, Disneyland.
That's right.
It was awesome. And I'd watched it my entire life.
I enjoyed those videos from Kev.
Gaming Jedi says, what's Amy doing for her GCSEs? I will get this wrong. So all the compulsory stuff, so I need fingers for this. Maths, double science, double English, Spanish, RE, and 2 more. And I can't remember what the other 2 are because
it's great to have you.
I don't need to know yet. We'll remember for next year. Right, where did we get to? What subjects did I teach at school? ICT and computer science. Oh, it's Andy asking that question. Hello, Andy. I was qualified as a computer science teacher, but I did ICT as well. I did a little bit of business occasionally. I did a little bit of economics occasionally. But as much as I could help it, it was computer science as much as possible. Becca Hyde asks, was it difficult to adjust to living with a child with autism? Not as difficult as I think people
Another
would expect it
super
to be.
chat.
Partly because
But
this is one of the
Kev
reasons why I started
misses
to go down the
this
diagnosis
one.
process for myself. A
Then
lot
I
of the
do a
stuff
super
that makes
chat.
Andy's life easier, like
He doesn't miss that one
routine.
though.
Routine is a big one, and going to the same places over and over again. This is all part of routine, really, isn't it? But a lot of the stuff that Andy likes that make his life easier are things that I like to do too, and make my life.
I say, Kev, I wish you guys could travel to Australia one day.
Easier. I like to go once I find a place I like to go there a lot. I like to do, Anna's going all the time. If I find something I enjoy, I want to do it constantly. And all right, Heckler, if you want to chat, come on. It's actually allowed me to let more Kev out, I think, because we make these accommodations for Andy, and we kind of make the accommodations for me as well now, where we just both get to have our little routines, our little rituals, our little traditions. Like, I love going to Comic-Con every year, but it's probably not necessary to have gone to every London Comic-Con since 2012.
From Crazy Cat.
But I have, because I love it, and I can't imagine not going to it. And Anna is a little bit more forgiving of that nonsense from me than I think she would be if she wasn't already exposed to autism through Andy. Georgie K asks, Andy's trying to eat the Xbox controller. Georgie, he's trying to eat the camera. In fact, I don't know if you can hear them in the background. I don't know how much this mic picks up, but Andy's trying to eat his camera, and Anna's telling him not to. How long until Anna finishes uni? She's got a year left, so she goes back. Is it late September or early October? She goes back late September, and then she's there until May next year. And then she's done. So she finishes early May, just before we go back to Disney. And that'll be her end of uni reward. Ben Gaming says, when are we next going to a theme park? I don't know. We had planned on, as Anna's yelling in the background, it's all to do with the weather. We've had Merlin passes in our basket on the, is there another super chat come in, by the way?
Yep, that's
thank
me.
You to whoever that super chat is, I've just noticed at the top, and I can't see it. Can I click on it and see who it was? The Bill ABC TV. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. And we will go to Australia one day. Just I don't know when. But the Merlin thing. We've had Merlin passes in our baskets for like a month, just waiting for an opportunity to get the most out of a year of them and kind of go the next day. So buy the passes and go to a park the next day. But every time it looks like we've got a day free to do it, something else comes up. Either the weather's awful, or he's at respite, or something else is going on that means we can't go. We can't go this weekend because he's at his respite, and we don't want to go without him because he likes going to theme parks, obviously. We might go in 2 weeks' time, in which case there'll be a vlog then. I mean, we want to do the Alton Towers CBeebies Land thing again.
Nearly every day I watch them.
We're not that bothered about Thorpe Park because none of us really do roller coasters, but I definitely would suggest before the summer is out, you'll have vlogs from Alton Towers, Legoland, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Is that it? Theme park wise, they're the three we're doing. Maybe Chessington World of Adventure as well. We've never been there.
They got two daughters who you don't see in this video, Amy and Lucy.
It's just finding the time to do them. Yes, short stay is Anna's brother. Right, where did we get to in the chat? I think we're probably going to do maybe another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes, I think it's acceptable. Remember as well,
I want to cover the whole live stream.
Experiences of autism and travel, whether it's tips, whether it's stuff that companies get really right or get really wrong. And then we are planning to put together one of my fancy videos, one of my proper videos, the shareable evergreen content of, it might even end up being a series as we start to travel more with Andy, but just tips for traveling with an autistic person and some of the difficulties of it, some of the things that you can do to make it easier, that kind of thing. So if you have got any tips or experiences to share, use the comments section of this video. You can post them in the chat, but there's the risk I won't see them. If you stick them down in the comments, they're permanent, so you can get down to the comments, or just send me an email, kevin@chapmanfamily.tv, and I'll see it there too. Right, where did we get to? Does Andy like? Are you looking at questions? Anna's got the stream up and is looking at questions. Does Andy like camping? Andy, do you like camping? He's completely absorbed in his game. I don't know if I can pick this up and show you. He is completely absorbed in what he's doing. Andy, do you like camping?
Yeah.
He's not listening at all. Yeah, I think he's enjoyed it when we've been camping. I don't think he'd want to go and do it for a week, especially if there was no electricity and no Wi-Fi. But in my dad's like super tent with plug sockets and Wi-Fi, he doesn't mind that for a night or two. Oh, another super chat's just going. Will we do a theme park meetup? That's from Peter. Thank you for the super chat, Peter. And to answer the question, meetups in general are something that we're kind of changing how we do. I know in the past we've gone to places and announced we're going to be there and suggested meetups, like Blackpool last year. We did exactly that, but I don't think we're going to do that anymore because Andy really doesn't like it. He doesn't. He'll say hello to people and maybe post for a photograph, but then he literally wants to just leave straight away, and he's not really enjoying himself. And I feel really bad for anyone who's travelled to come and see us and they literally just get a hello, a photo, and then we leave. So rather than doing like proper meetups like that, I think we're gonna save meetups for events. We do so many events around the country. There's so many opportunities to meet up with us anyway. Just looking at the rest of this year off the top of my head.
Another super chat from him.
It's in Peterborough in a few weeks. We've got
Love
Summer in the City down in London. There's Insomnia at the NEC. There's EGX back in London again. London Comic Con. Winter in the City in Birmingham. Birmingham Comic Con. There's so many opportunities to come and meet us at a place that's designed for that Andy's not at, which I know a lot of people want to meet Andy, but he doesn't want to do it. So if you want to come and say hello to us, they're the places to do it. If you see us in the street, of course, by all means. David's barking at someone on the field behind our house. If you see us in the street, feel free to stop us.
Their dog.
For a hello and a selfie. It will just be that, because then we'll have to leg it because Andy hates doing it. But I have absolutely no issue with doing it if it happens naturally. But I don't want to say stuff like we'll be at Alton Towers outside Nemesis at 2 o'clock today, and then people come to Alton Towers specifically to see us, because it's not fair, because we might not be there very long. So that's my thinking around that. Patrick, thank you very much for the super chat. That's a very generous super chat. I'm glad you love the vlogs. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right, let's get back into the questions. How do Amy and Lucy feel when they get noticed in public? That's from JB02. I think they cringe a lot. I think they still don't really know how to react to it, which they don't mind it, but I think they do get a little bit embarrassed by it. What does Andy like to spend time doing?
Oh, that's the goofy.
That's a big thing that he enjoys, or that thing where he sits there and uses this. He's a big fan of that.
Which one?
If he had his way, he'd just do that all day, every day. That's why we get him out and about as much as we can. But he doesn't enjoy any of that as much as he enjoys just being at home with his tech.
Right.
Will either of the girls be at MGPX? No, they won't be. Neither will Andy. It'll just be me and Anna at MGPX. Because although we don't mind kids coming if they're really into it, unless you're really into gaming, it's not really a place for kids, because it's a pub and there's going to be loads of games there. If you're not into either of those things, there's nothing for you at MGPX, unfortunately. Can Andy tell the time? Yeah, Andy, what time is it? He hasn't actually got any means to do it at the moment. 7:23 apparently, because she's got 24-hour clock on her phone. Yeah, you can tell the time. Not on like a, I don't. Can you use like a proper clock? There you go. He's been practicing on his laptop. So yes, you can tell the time. Will we take Wicksteed Park? Wicksteed Park. I forgot that even exists. That's Tasha who said that. I used to go to Wicksteed Park all the time as a kid because it's just down the road in Kettering. Have you ever been to Wicksteed Park? Anna's looking at me as if she doesn't know what Wicksteed Park is, which I find disgraceful. Yeah, Kettering's not that far from Nottingham. We'll go to Wicksteed Park this summer for sure. We're also going to go back to Adventureland, which is the one that we went to back in January. We didn't even know it was there, but Andy really enjoyed that too. So there'll be a couple of the smaller ones like that that we'll throw in as well. But yeah, Wicksteed Park's a great shout. I can't believe we've not ever taken him there. Sophie asks, what subjects does Andy do in school? He doesn't really do subjects. It's more life skills based. He does bits of maths and science and things, but he's not studying for exams. He's just learning to learn. And as he moves into year 11, so he's in year 10 at the moment, he moves into year 11 over the summer, he kind of shifts into their sixth form, which is much more focused on life skills. So using money, shopping, making toast, boiling a kettle, making a bed, putting the bins out, that kind of thing. Much more life skills, independence-based focus that starts from September. Where did we get to? What sort of expenses are YouTubers allowed to claim against their income? Daniel, I wish I knew. That's been part of my headache this week, trying to decide what's allowable and what's not. I mean, last year we didn't really have much income to offset expenses against, so it wasn't really anything I needed to think about. We could literally declare every penny of income last year and still not have to pay much in the way of tax, because of the way it worked with me. The first half of the year I was a full-time teacher, so I paid a lot of tax. Then the second half of the year didn't earn very much at all, so just declared it all, didn't really have much of a tax bill because I paid so much in the first half of the year. This year, obviously, I've been self-employed all year and kind of keeping a track of things vaguely as I go, but I don't know what we can and can't include, and it's a conversation I keep having with various people, and there doesn't seem to be a hard and fast rule on it. There's one extreme of the conversation that is, if something is used to make a video, then it's a business expense. But then the other end of that conversation is, what about Disneyland? You went on holiday. That's not a business expense. But I worked there. I went there to make videos and worked every day. But you had fun. That doesn't mean it wasn't work. And that's why I've got such a headache with this tax stuff at the moment, because that whole thing, and it's not just about Disney, it's about lots of things, isn't resolved
in May
yet.
They went to Disneyland in Paris.
That we wouldn't have gone if we weren't vlogging, because we wouldn't have known. I mean, basically the vlog covered the cost of it. We said at the time, we only went because we were able to afford to because of Patreon, basically. So we only went because of the vlog, and we did film the whole time we were there. We did make a series of like 7 videos off the back of it. Those videos are all products that are now making us money. They've brought in a huge amount of new viewers to the channel. So it was kind of an investment that it'll probably end up being a profitable trip long term if we look at it 6 months out, and factor in the ad revenue on those videos, plus further opportunities that come off the back of those videos, plus growth in the channel as a result of those videos. It was a business investment. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to record it as out of my tax return though, but we'll find out, I guess.
Super chat.
Right, where did we get to? Kieran Emmett, thank you for the super chat. Very kind of you. Does Andy eat crisps out of the bag now? No. Although he did at Skegness, as Anna said. And a few people noticed that in the vlog, because there was no way to get a plate and he was hungry, so he just did. But he's straight back to using a plate again at home. Yeah, as soon as I sat down with our chips, he took the bit of paper from underneath and emptied his crisps out onto that. Crazy Vlogger TV says, why are you not answering my questions? Because that's the first one I've seen. You can see how busy the chat is. I'm just picking questions out as I see them. There's no favoritism here. What countries have I been to? I've been to England and France and Belgium and Spain and Greece. And I think that's it. The furthest place from home I've been would either be Greece or Tenerife. I don't know which one of those is further away. Yeah, I'm not as well travelled as I would like to be. Right.
Well, I've been... Of course, I live in Australia, but I've travelled to Fiji and
all I know is that
the United States. That's all I've done.
Points as a business expense. So it is. They buy them to make their videos. There's some stuff that's a little bit more clear cut, like I don't buy my copy of Football Manager because I get it for free. But I buy probably 10 copies a year to give away to people. They're all business expenses because I'm literally buying them to give to people to help grow the channel. The home shirts, the ones of those that I bought for myself, they're definitely a business expense. They're promotion. I bought them to show you what they're like, so you'll buy them. So there's some stuff that's a little bit more clear cut. A camera is a business expense. The fact I have a second phone, one of these is a business expense. Tripods are business expenses. If I go somewhere like Insomnia or EGX or Comic Con, these places that I've never bought a ticket for, they're a little bit easier to claim. Well, yeah, they're definitely business trips because I go there on a press pass or a creator pass. I don't pay for any tickets. So the hotels I stay in there, the petrol I pay to get there, the meals I eat while I'm there, they're business expenses because they're clearly business trips. But Disney is a complicated one because I paid for the trip. So, I wasn't there with Disney's permission. I have since spoken to Disney, which is where it might become businessy. But yeah, it's so complicated. I don't even want to talk about it. I could do like a 5-hour video just talking about all of the stuff going around in my head.
This is something different. I wanted to introduce you all to the Chapman family.
Right, 2 more questions. Kit Kat Vlog says, what's Andy's favourite YouTuber? I want to say Dave Has a Party just because it amuses me that he watches Dave Has a Party, but he's not. He's not watching very often.
Live chat.
Who does Andy watch on YouTube a lot?
$5.
For Andy's Eyes. He is his own favourite YouTuber.
From the
KM,
States.
thank you very much for the super chat. I'm an Ipswich transplant living in the States. I love your videos and Andy's as they give me a chance to see home. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Right, let's pick out that wasn't a question, that doesn't count. If Minecon was to come back to the UK, would you take Andy? Probably. That does sound like something he'd really enjoy. And then last question goes to Olivia. Would we ever come to Liverpool? Yes, if there was a convincing reason to go. So there would need to be a big event there or something there specifically for Andy or us. I don't think we'd just go there on a whim. It's such a long way. And not wanting to upset.
I'll go to live chat after we cover the video.
And they're places we've been to quite a lot and really like. So we'd need a compelling reason to go to Liverpool instead of one of those. Sorry, people of Liverpool. I'm losing my voice. I've talked constantly for about 5 hours. So I need to stop that and make dinner. So we will. I can't believe my voice is actually going. We will end things there. Are you two going to say goodbye? Oh, they're doing the It's a Small World ride on Disneyland Adventures. I'm pretty sure he is going to make me put this on his channel, so this will probably be out tomorrow. I did tell him no more Disney videos, but he loves making them. He loves watching them. We are going to end things there, though. So thank you very much to those of you who have joined us live for the stream. At least it wasn't horrible and laggy this time. Don't forget to use the comments section or my email or my social media to let me know your thoughts, tips, problems with traveling as an autistic person or with autistic people, because we do want to make that special video. I like making special videos from time to time, and I want to involve you lot in that. That'd be really cool. If anyone wants to send a short video clip, like 10-20 seconds of them explaining their experience or their tip, by all means email them to me. I'll include them in that video as well. I think it'd be really cool to get loads of community involvement on that. But yeah, thank you very much to those of you who joined us, whether you watched live, whether you watched on the replay. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you do that. Leave one of those, leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. Tomorrow's vlog is already looking lots of fun. Oh, so much fun for tomorrow's vlog. And thank you very much for watching.
Yep.
How do I turn this off?
So I'm gonna stop sharing. Right. Okay. And I'll mute the YouTube. I'll go to my channel now, JC Swing 2. This is just something different. I just wanted to cover. Yep. And anyway, I like Kevin and Andy and Anna and all them, and I want to buy them a box of chocolates, which I'm going to do today and send it over to them. Okay, thank you. Okay, because no one's on chat. I'm going to go now. Have a nice weekend, people. Okay, thank you.